Welcome to week two. Week two. Yes, you made it this far. I am happy for you. So it is time for us to celebrate a milestone. Let's give ourselves a hand of applause. Hand of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back, both shoulders. 2 times, baby. 2 times. You want to enjoy your progress. Every step of the way you want to enjoy making progress, because when you celebrate the little milestones in your life, it helps you to continue to push forward. You want to push forward and keep going. Any setbacks you might encounter, and you will, it's not going to be perfect. This entire situation, this program is not going to be perfect, but it gives you an opportunity to be human and to be able to explore who you are, love yourself more, appreciate yourself more. So what is week two? Week two is about exploring self-awareness. Yes, and now we're going to get deeper into ourselves, deeper into our thoughts, learn about things that we didn't even know, that we weren't even aware of when it came to ourselves. So week one was understanding conformity and renewal. So that's what we did the first week. So now you know about conforming to the ways of the world and everybody else's, their thought pattern. So we're going to focus on our own thought pattern and to learn how to be renewed in things that we're not quite right in. So how are we going to do that? Week two, we're going to make sure that we are aware and we're going to explore ourselves. So take your notebook out. You're going to need week two notebook. So week one, put it away for another time so you can go back and reflect on it. But for right now, we need a new notebook, brand new. And on the cover, you're going to write week two, exploring self-awareness. You're going to write that on the notebook. And that is going to be the notebook that you're going to use for week two. So I'll give you a little time to do that. So go ahead and do that. Or you can just pause the video and then come back and finish it up. So I'm going to assume that you're going to pause the video and then come back to it. So let's continue. Day one, this is day one of week two. In today's assignment, you will be engaging in self-reflection exercises, exploring your personal values, beliefs, and your identity. It will be a transformative journey. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to do it. Number one, set aside time. Find a quiet and comfortable space where you won't be disturbed or interrupted. Dedicate a specific time for each reflection, whether it's going to be daily, weekly, or as needed. So this is what you're going to be doing for week two. So for today, you're going to get started with a journal. In your journal, number two, you're going to get started by journaling your thoughts, feelings, and observation about your personal values, beliefs, and identity. Write freely without judgment. Allow your thoughts to flow naturally onto the paper, onto the pages. Number three, reflect on values. Consider what matters most in your life. Reflect on the principles, ideas, and qualities that you hold dear. Ask yourself questions such as, what principles guide my decisions and actions? What vitalities do I admire about myself? When I feel most aligned, or when have I felt most aligned with my values? Now, to go a little deeper into that one, what I mean with that question, like when have you felt most aligned with your values, such as like when you are maybe at church and y'all have the same beliefs and you are talking about the value and principles of life, or when you with your friends and y'all have the same goals and you're working out everything together and you're able to converse with each other. That's what I'm talking about. When have you felt most aligned with your values? Okay. Number 4, examine beliefs. Explore your core beliefs about yourself, others, and the world around you. Reflect on where these beliefs originated and how they influence your thoughts, behaviors, and perspective. Oh, excuse me. Ask yourself questions like, what do I believe to be true about myself? It's like for me, I would say, what do I believe to be true about myself? I believe that it's true about myself that I'm caring. I care about others. I really do care about others. Even when they get on my nerves, I still care about them. Okay. What belief do I hold about success, failure, and happiness? So you're going to write about what beliefs you hold about success. What is success to you? What is failure to you? And what actually brings you happiness? Number 3, the question would be, are there any beliefs that limit me or hold me back? Everyone has belief that limits them and that holds you back. Everyone. You have a belief that is limiting you and that is holding you back. And I'm going to give you some example. It might be your family. So let's say, for instance, for an example, so I have known people who feel like if they separate from their family, they won't be able to be happy in this world. They won't be able to accomplish the things that they want to do. What I mean by separated from family, I'm talking about if you got grown kids and they living in your house, you need to let your grown child grow up and be an adult and get out there and make it for themselves. Not saying turning your back on them, but they do need to test the world out. Or let's say that you are in a city or a town where you're not really being tested in your growth to be able to grow, and you find yourself scared to leave because you don't know what the unknown is. Those are limiting beliefs, okay? And it's holding you back. You want to get out there and test the waters. I always tell people this because, see, one thing about me, I'm very adventurous. I love to get out and just explore. And I have a friend who is not like that. And she's always like, man, you don't have no fear to go out and do things by yourself. And I said, well, first off, I make sure I'm going to be safe when I do it. I just don't roam off by myself. But I learned one thing about me is that if I never test the waters, I would never know. So if I go somewhere and I move somewhere and I realize it's not the place for me, I always know where home is at. I can come back home. Guess what? Home is still there. So those are the limiting beliefs you want to make sure that you recognize about yourself. Number 5, identity exploration. Reflect on your sense of identity. Who are you? Who are you at your core? You know, in that gut, who are you? You know, in your heart of heart, who are you? Consider your roles, responsibilities, strengths, weaknesses, and aspiration. Explore questions like, how do I define myself? Etc. By my profession, my relationships, my passion. Like, how do I really define myself? So what would I say about me? So who am I at my core? One thing for certain, I know I'm no one without my Lord and Savior. Like, I just know that. If I cannot live my daily life, without consulting Him and asking for Him to guide me. So that means that I am not my own. Okay? So who am I? So this is what this whole program is about, figuring that out. Okay? So it's not about my profession, because my profession is what God put inside of me to become. It's not about my relationships, because relationships come and they go. I had a relationship with someone for 10 years. I really believe this person was my friend, and I found out that she never really liked me in the end, because she did some things that showed me that that's not what a friend would do. And it's not about my passion, even though I'm very passionate about it, but it's deeper than that. So what I do is put all of them together as one, and I come up with who am I at my core, and that's how you do that. So then you also ask yourself the question, what experiences have shaped my identity? How do I want to be remembered to others after I die? That is the question that you want to think on a little longer. How do I want to be remembered? Do I want people to say, man, she was not a good person. I mean, she lied all the time. You couldn't trust her. Every time you seen her, you wanted to run because you knew that she was not going to bring good energy with her. You don't want to be remembered that way. Or maybe you do. But the point is, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered like, well, this person is, I really wish she was still here because I love her present, her energy, or his energy, or his present. I'll give you an example for you. My husband. So he had a mentor who passed away like almost 10 years ago. To this very day, he still brings up things that they had in their conversation that he uses today to shape his decisions based off of being an integrity person, to have an integrity about himself. And I think that is a good way to be remembered. So let's continue. Number 6, mindfulness practices after journaling today. This is what you're going to do, okay? So when you're done journaling, now we're going to do some mindfulness practices. Now remember the last session that we had, you're going to do one of those things, not all of those things. You're going to pick one. So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to incorporate mindfulness techniques into your self-reflection practice to cultivate present moment awareness and deepen your introspection. Practice mindfulness breathing, meditation, or body scanning, or you can do progressive muscle relaxation. You're going to do this exercise in a quiet spot. You want to make sure wherever you are is quiet. So body scanning exercises to quiet your mind. You're going to do one of these, not both of them. So pick, not all 3 or all 4 or whatever. Just pick one, all right, to do for about 10 minutes. Find somewhere quiet for 10 minutes, and you're going to quiet your mind and connect with your inner self. So everything that you did in your journal just a few minutes ago about your core, who you are, who defines you, that's what you're going to be meditating on. You're going to be meditating in your mind while you're doing the breathing exercises, and you're going to be reflecting on who you are, how you're going to be connecting your inner self with what you have written on your paper. This is self-discovery, okay? This is self-awareness. This is how you're going to become aware of the things that you like, you don't like, and everything that you've written down. So that's what you're going to do with that exercise. Number 7, seek feedback. Now you're going to seek some feedback. Consider seeking feedback from a trusted friend, family member, mentor, or life coach. So find someone that you really can trust, okay? Ask them how ask them how they perceive your values, your belief, and your identity. So you're gonna ask them the questions that you written down. You're not going to necessarily give them that information. You want to see what they think about you. So basically, what you want their insights made. You want to make sure the insight it values your perspective, and that it helps you gain new insight. So let me explain it better than what I just read. So when you go to your friend or your mentor or someone that you trust, you're gonna go to them and you're gonna say, "Hey, I want to ask you for a favor." And you're like, "Okay." So I've been doing this program. I just started this week 2, and actually this is day 1 of week 2, and I'm trying to learn myself, but I want to learn myself in such a way to where I need to know how others see me just as well as I see me. I know how I see myself, but how do you see me? Like, what do you think my values are? And then they're going to tell you. Just listen. Don't rebuttal. Just listen. Take notes. Take mental notes. If you got your pen and paper, your notebook, write it down. It probably would be best to write it down because you won't forget. They're going to probably ask what you write. So I'm just writing down what you said so I can remember it. And then say, okay, what about my beliefs? What do you think I believe in? And then they're going to tell you, do the same thing, write it down, take notes, and then say, okay, well, one more question about myself, my identity. Who do you think I am? To you, who do you think I am? Yes, I might be your cousin, but that's more. I'm more than your cousin. I'm more than your friend. I want to know who you think I am as an individual, who you think I am as a person. And then they're going to tell you, write those things down. So that's how you do that. So now after you have done that, you're going to go to number 8. And you're going to, now this is optional. You don't have to do this, but this is if you choose to. If you are an artistic person, you like to draw or you like to write music or poetry or anything like this is when you're going to use that. So your artistic expression, remember it's optional. If you're none of those things, don't worry about it. But if you're a writer, you like to write stories, this is a good time to do this. So you want to use creativity outlines such as drawing, painting, or you want to make up collages of things to express your thoughts and feelings visually. Something that you can see, okay, with your eyes. Artistic expression can provide another dimension to your self-reflection journal and help uncover deeper insights. Now remember, that is optional. Don't have to do it, but it would be really great if you are an artistic person. Okay, number 9, regular review. Now you're going to go back and review some of the things that you did. So set aside time later today or first thing in the morning, but you want to do this in the same day. It makes it easier to get through this assignment, but if not, you can always come back to this. So set aside time later today to review your self-reflection journal, entry, and observation. Notice any pattern, shifts, or growth that emerge in your reflection. Reflect on your progress and celebrate your accomplishment, your achievement. So you want to celebrate, okay? We're going to celebrate all through this whole entire program, okay? Just letting you know that. Number 10, action planning. So after you have done that, now we're going to do some action planning. Based on your reflection, findings, identity, actionable steps, you can take to align your life with your values, challenge limiting beliefs, and nurture your sense of identity. You're going to set goals, which you probably have already done, but if you haven't, in week 1, you haven't done that, do it again. Now it's time to do it, okay? Set some goals and create a plan to move forward. All right. If you haven't done that already, you're going to do it. So you're going to see me talk about setting goals. If you haven't done it already, do it now. If you have already done it, then just go back to those goal setting and reflect and see where you need to continue to keep moving forward. If you need to make some changes, then make those changes, all right? And then, of course, number 11, the last assignment for today would be continuing growth. Self-reflection is an ongoing process. Stay open to learning, growth, and self-discovery as you continue to explore your personal values, beliefs, and your identity throughout your life journey. So it's going to continue to go forever, all right? Also, by engaging in these self-reflection exercises, with openness, curiosity, and self-compassion, you will gain deeper insights into yourself and cultivate greater alignment with your self-authenticity, your authentic self. So that is today's assignment. You got through week 1. We're going to continue with week 2, and tomorrow is day 2 of week 2.